Welcome back. We've got a couple little local issues here we want to visit with you about today. In the Arizona State Legislature, there is a bill, HB 2072, and it has promised to yield $539,000 of tax revenue to Yavapai County. And the way that it has promised to do that is as follows. When we want to hunt in the great state of Arizona, we all put in for a tag. And our names are randomly drawn for deer, for elk, for a let's say once in a lifetime hunt for buffalo, for antelope, whatever it is. We are randomly drawn. And there is a unique American small r republic form of fairness to this, in that everyone who applies has an equal chance of being drawn. It's a random draw. Now, the folks at our state legislature, like all of the state legislatures across the United States, are facing tough times. So they've come up with a bill, HB 2072, that is going to take 350 tags out of the random draw, divert them, I think is the language in the bill, and use them as a special auction. And so if you can write a check for $10,000 and you always wanted to shoot a buffalo, you're going to get to shoot a buffalo. Or if you can write a check for $100,000 because you had always wanted to shoot a desert bighorn, you apparently are going to get to shoot a desert bighorn. Now, the issue here isn't about the specific species involved. The issue here, as far as I'm concerned, is not about whether or not we are using the resource properly. If anything, we have hunted the state of Arizona. The game management strategy here is very, very small c conservative in the classic meaning of the word. We are underutilizing that resource. But what I'm upset about is the idea that the game of the great state of Arizona, whether it's deer, whether it's elk, whether it's bear, whether it's bison, whatever it is equally owned by every citizen. And if a citizen wishes to shoot it, they need to apply to the Arizona Fish and Game folks and put in the application and pay for the fee, and then wait to see if they get drawn. And that has always seemed to me to be a perfectly fair way to do it. And the replacement of that process with a process that's based on how big a check a person can write is offensive, both in a small d democratic sense and in a small r republican sense. And by that I mean in a representative republic where your elected officials represent your best interest, I do not see how it is in my best interest to have 350 tags diverted from the draw to guarantee that people who don't wish to do the normal process get to write a big check. Now, even if I get some of the money from that, and again, Yavapai County, where I live, is supposed to get, what's the number, $539,000 a year from this process. I really feel deeply that this is, and this, I have to admit, this is not necessarily a rational economics-based argument. This is a feeling argument about fairness. It's a feeling argument about how fair is it to take a public resource like the wild game of the state of Arizona and distribute it by any other means than a random draw. Is that really fair in the classic sense of the word? And I'm really concerned that this was not put to either a more informed process where every single registered voter got a mailing from our representatives in the Arizona legislature saying, we're about to change the way that you have access to hunting the game of Arizona. I just don't, there's just something about this that smacks of anti-egalitarianism, of being anti-fair, anti-equal. There's some part of this process where you say, we're going to take 350 tags and we're going to hand them out to whoever can write the biggest check. Something about that gravels me. And I guess what really gravels me is I didn't see it on the front page of the paper. I didn't get a letter from any of my representatives. I didn't get notified by the state of Arizona. And I kind of stumbled onto this story. Well, I want to share with all of my friends here in Arizona, all of my fellow citizens, that it may well be that this is a good plan, but I want our elected representatives to represent us and send me their logic, write to me, inform me, have a town hall, have a tele town hall, do whatever they need to do to get the word out to me and let me know that this is a good reason, that there's a good logical stance here, because I don't see it. And I have to tell you, there's something, my fairness monitor's up in arms about this. I could be wrong, but I just don't look at this as being fair. A totally random draw where we're all equally representative to get a deer, an elk, a bison, an antelope, that seems completely okay. But to auction it off to the highest bidder, even though it makes economic sense, it does not make what I would label as constitutional sense. Thank you so much. Contact your state representative in the House or the Senate down in Phoenix and figure out whether or not HB 2072 is a good bill. We'd love your feedback. God bless you. God bless the U.S.